you can call me Noor for short, which means light. Hopefully I light up this virtual classroom for you. All right. I am a freelance trainer, and these are my specialty: tourism, customer service, hospitality, learning journey, and soft skills. However, I am also a volunteer. Now you can see me. All right, good. At least you can put the face to the picture. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I've been a volunteer with quite a few organizations, and one of them is none other than RSVP Singapore. All right, so I've been with RSVP Singapore since 2014. So this year it will be about 7 years. Okay, next slide, please. What are we going to learn today? We are going to learn about how to stay safe online. So there will be an introduction to cybersecurity and the threats online, some of which are phishing, malware, as well as scams. And you'll learn tips on identifying the scams and telltale signs of scams and also fake news. You will also get to know how to protect yourself online and tips on being safe online. And the last bit of it is you can be able to spot signs of phishing, create strong passwords, and use two-factor authentication, or what we call 2FA. All right, so let's begin. Next slide, please. Okay, what is cybersecurity and some of the online safety tips that you need to know? Next. All right, cybersecurity is the practice of protecting your internet-connected devices and system cyber attacks. And with a smart device, we are at a higher risk of being exposed to cyber attacks. Your handphone, smart handphone, is a very good example of a mini mobile computer, which can be targeted easily. Okay, we are going to show you this URL and how to be safe online. Okay, the video.
Password only? My, so easy. Oh, free gift? Just need my IC? There's so much to know. Anything else? Before you trust or click, check please.
Okay, continue on with the next slide. Okay. All right. When we are connected to the internet, ladies and gentlemen, we expose ourselves to external threats from cyber criminals. Now, it is just like your home. Before you leave your home, what do? You lock the door, right? So that no thieves or robbers can go in and steal all your things and just walk out easily. So why not the same thing should happen also to all your devices? You should also protect yourself against this malware, phishing. These are all what the robbers or scammers trying to get hold of your information. So what is the main purpose? To wipe your bank clean or to get money out of you. So let's find out two of these dangerous, things that you should take note of. Malware comes from the word malicious software. This causes damage to your PC. Example, it comes in computer virus, worm, Trojan horses, and spyware. Another one is called phishing. It's similar to phishing, except that when you fish, you get grouper or codfish or what's not. But in this case, for phishing, what do the people want? They want to get your important information, sensitive information. So in order to fool you, they will create fake bank account or online shopping website. And when you give them all your sensitive information, like your bank account, credit card, etc., that's where they get your money. Okay, next, please. So let's go further to find out what malware is all about. Now, malware can come in different forms. As I told you, malicious software. One is what we call ransomware. So from the word ransomware, you will know what it does. It actually seek ransom. Yes, it already happened to one of the hospitals in the UK at one time. This was sometime last year, where they wipe out all the data from the computer, even though the owner, the hospital itself, cannot get into the data inside their computer. And so these people who hold them to the ransomware make them pay millions of dollars before all their data are returned. And for hospital, it is a very risky business if you don't get the patient's information, especially those that are needing operations, etc. So they had no choice. They had to pay this perpetrator a lot of money before they could get their data back. Now, the name virus itself can tell you, just like COVID-19, what happened? It is contagious and infectious, and it causes diseases. So similarly for the virus here, it can spread just like real life virus. Now, adware, you have a lot of unwanted pop-up advertisements, so much so that sometimes you couldn't manage it, and it's very tedious to close them, okay? And worm, just like what a worm does, it will burrow and create holes. So similarly, the worm in your computer is a malicious code that copies itself and makes use of the network to spread to other devices. Now, you may have heard of the word Trojan horses. In real life, in history, in Turkey, I went to Turkey and discovered the story of Helen of Troy, where this lady actually gave the enemy a very nice looking wooden horse called the Trojan horse. But what she did, she put her army inside the Trojan horse. So the enemy, thinking that was a good present from Helen, and actually accepted it. But late in the morning, early in the morning, all these soldiers come out and attack. And that's how the enemy actually lost the battle. Okay, so similarly with the word Trojan horse, it may look a very nice package. It gives you gifts and you're attracted by it, but don't ever click onto the link. And worse still, give information like, you know, if you don't give us the bank account, we are not going to give you that $500 voucher or something like that, okay? And this happened a lot with banking, Trojan horse, yeah? So it is an attempt to steal a victim's banking credentials once the device is infected. Okay, next, please. All right. Common cyber threats, some of the common signs and symptoms of infection. Your computer suddenly slowed down, okay? Even though you have a lot of capacity still. Sometimes you have the programs crashes very frequently, and sometimes suddenly, your disk space has become very little, despite the fact that you did not take in a lot of apps, because the more the apps, the more space will be used. And your screen is also bombarded with pops-up of unwanted advertisement. That is where the adware comes in. And sometimes you are blocked to your own system. And this is exactly what I told you about ransomware. Unless you pay up, then they return you your data. Okay. Or your friends complaining to receive strange messages from you, like what I had received one of my friends saying that, you know, she needed help, what's not. So don't believe in all this. They can also come in the form of phishing attack. So they will be designed to appear as though they are familiar persons or companies, such as bank. At one time, DBS Bank has got a clone. And even an example, like Singapore Airlines, the original website is singaporeair.com, but people who do not know, maybe they put their Singapore Airlines thinking is the original one. So these are all phishing attacks. Next, please. Okay, how do you protect yourself against phishing or fake website? First, ensure the URL is correct before you log in. So find out, go Google the correct website first. Example, government is .gov.sg. That is the government of Singapore. But the phishing one, they put there to scam you, .go.sg. So take note, if the V is missing, it's definitely not the genuine government website. And another thing to watch out for is the word HTTP with an S. S shows you that it is a secured website, whereas without the S, any member of the public can access to it. So that's why don't ever give your sensitive information, especially your bank account, your handphone number, etc., when there is no S, which means anybody can get access to it. Okay, it's not secured. So example, posb.com.sg, you can be assured that it is a secured website with the S here. And another icon that you can take note of is this lock icon, with the lock icon to show it is a secured website. All right. So how do you protect yourself against spam and phishing? Let's find out. Okay, play the video, please.
While checking your email, you receive an alarming message from your bank. It says that your account might be jeopardized and provides a link to enter in your private information. Even though the logos and contact information appear to be correct, this email wasn't from your bank, but instead it was sent by cybercriminals looking to phish you. Phishing is when scammers trick you into divulging personal and financial information by pretending to be a legitimate source. Just like fishermen cast lines with bait attached, these scammers send out official-sounding emails, hoping that you will let your guard down. They often build entire pages and logins dedicated to looking like authentic banks or businesses, designed to get you to gain your trust and lower your guard. Even more alarming, phishers can even pose as your friends and family to trick you. In some cases, a phishing email can install malware on your computer without you even entering your username and password. Regardless of how they obtain it, once cybercriminals have your login information, they can change your passwords, steal your money, and even your identity. There are many ways to identify a possible phishing email. No legitimate bank, government agency, or business would send you an email requesting that you re-enter your private information. Misspellings, poor grammar, and typos are also good indicators of a phishing email. If you receive a phishing email, the best thing to do is just ignore it and mark it as spam. You can also use anti-spam filters as a way to avoid these emails entirely. You should always be on guard when opening up unknown emails. And make sure you have the latest internet security and email protection software on your computer to avoid phishing scams entirely.
Okay, thank you. We go back to the same slide again. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about phishing, we are talking about similar act of trying to phish, but this time is for your information, sensitive data that they are trying to get from you. All right. Okay, next slide. All right. How do you know it is phishing? Because a good question by somebody, how do you avoid adware? So I'm going to go through the talk and tell you a little bit of how to identify. So at least you are on the guard first, be alert first. And then later we'll tell you the sites that you can check on whether it's genuine information or not. Okay, so please bear with me till the end of the talk, then you can ask more of such questions, because by then I would have told you how to look at genuine messages. Okay, one example is number one, they will put that urgent, claim your gift card. This happened some time ago, just before COVID, pre-COVID. $500 voucher from NTUC. If you click this URL and answer simple question, you get it. There is no such thing. And the same thing happened, cold storage voucher, $1,000. Okay, and they will threaten you. If you don't activate it, your website will be gone, or your account will be taken down, or something like that. Okay, and the gift redemption, they will show you here, and the gift voucher or gift card. Okay, what you should take note of, there are mismatched and misleading information. Okay, so sometimes they put their $500, but inside the notes they put their $100. Okay, number two is that use of urgent or threatening language. If you do not click on this, your account will be wiped out, or you will not have access to your account today, something like that. Promises of promises of attractive rewards, $500 gift voucher. Nobody will give you $500 gift voucher just to click on an attachment or a link, okay? Unless if it is the genuine, you know, sales given by the supermarket where you fill up the form and put inside the supermarket box. That's another thing altogether, but not when you are given impromptu email, all right? Request for confidential information. Yes, please fill in this form, your name, your account number, blah, 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 or unexpected emails. Like what happened to me, I was full. They said one of my good friends was stuck in London and she needed help. Number one, how do I know it was not genuine? Because if it was a friend, she would have called me Noor. Instead, my full name, Noor Jahan Kamarudin, was there. I am stuck. And another thing, I know that good friend of mine will never borrow money through email. Okay, if she really need that, which she hardly, and furthermore, even if she's stuck in London genuinely, she knows what to do, not just approach me to ask for money. Yeah? So these are the telltale signs that you should watch out for, or suspicious attachment. Please click this attachment. Okay, there is one person, Richard. Hold on, Richard. You want to ask a question? Richard? Okay, never mind. We'll wait for the question and answer till the end then. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is what you should do, ladies and gentlemen. The scammers call the unsuspecting victim and claim that they are officers. And I'm sure you know this has happened, right? The DHL scammer is one of the example, all right? And it's very interestingly how this Chinese from China, yes, it has been identified that the syndicate is from China. Some of them were arrested, but some of them still went along. First, they got hold of my friend who could speak Chinese, and they would be speaking Chinese directly with my friend. And they get hold of me, but they are very smart because they, perhaps by my name, they know that I couldn't speak Chinese. What did they do? They put on a voice recorded English. This is DHL. Now, on the serious note, if it is from Singapore, ladies and gentlemen, would we have the DHL Singapore to be talking to you through a tape recorded message? This is DHL. Straight away, I know it is a scam. I put it down. True enough. If I were a person answering for DHL, right? What would I say? I say, hello, this is DHL Singapore calling. This is no speaking. The Singaporean way of handling rather than a crisp English voice that say tape recorded message. And they are investigating certain things. You have a package in China that the custom, you have to pay how much before it can be released, blah, 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 blah. So these are how, ladies and gentlemen, you can detect and be alert that straight away you know it is not the real one. And furthermore, sorry, I never used DHL before as courier service. Not because because I don't have anything important to send. So what I do, I use Singapore Post. So straight away when they say DHL, I know it is a scam. All right. Okay. You want to show the video? Scam alert. Okay. Now, I just want to let you into this website. It's not a video, sorry. You can use the link and find out what is a scam. So later, you can even find out the different type of scam we're going to show you. So before you get fooled, find out from all these websites or videos to know more about how these people work to try to get sensitive information from you. Okay, back to the slide. Thank you. Next page. Okay, another example of a scam, similar email, again, telltale signs. They give you your full name instead of calling you by your nickname if it is really your good friend or somebody you know, okay? Again, use the full name, and this time they ask you to click to verify your records. Of course, they know your name. They know certain things they put there. Whatever they do not know, they said, we need all this information before we can verify your record, because your record has been tampered with or has been corrupted. So we need to update. Again, they scare you. Please never, never click onto the attachment or update your records with any sensitive information. If it is a government website, you will make use of your SingPass. It is not filling up sensitive information through email. Next page, please. Okay, let's find out what is a scam. And now the different types of scam. Okay, earlier on I showed you to go into the scam website. Now I'm telling you about the different types of scam. From January to March 2020, it was only last year, 175 cases of internet love scam, and some seniors have been fooled in terms of hundreds of thousands of dollars by this scammer, and I was one of the targeted one. They are very smart. Huh? The one that I was fooled was a Nigerian who actually stole the identity of a Caucasian, Ahma. So Max Brantley was his name. He targeted a lady over 50 years old and single, because on Facebook, I have myself as single. I'm never married before. So what happened? As a friend, I thought befriending, fine. But when he started asking me money, then I know something is wrong. And true enough, it was a scammer. And not only did I block him from my Facebook, but I also reported it to Facebook. Now, $6 million were lost. Some of the other scamming incidences, cheating involving e-commerce. An example will be they claim to have certain product very cheap and you'll be fooled. You pay the deposit or you pay the money, but the product never come. Okay, loan scam, credit for sex scam, and social media impersonation scam. Okay, you can go into this smart alert. Can you just press the URL and let's have a look? Okay, this is another section of the smart alert scam website, where they tell you about the different scams that you can find. Okay, versus the earlier one was just to tell you what is a scam. Maybe you try again. Gabriel is helping me. There you are. Okay, so I bring you down. Gabriel, bring me down to this, the different scams. Just roll it down. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are so many websites that you can go and check onto the different scams and etc. Okay, so they tell you about scam stories, etc. You can read very interestingly all here. After this talk, maybe you can go into all these URLs or website to find out more. So that's why the government has put this all in place, especially for seniors, to beware of scammers. Okay, back to the slide. Thank you. So we have time, especially during this phase 3, when we cannot go out, we can read online to find out more about all these scamming incidences that have taken place. Okay, all right, next slide, please. You stop sharing the URL and go back to the slide. Okay, back to the RSVP slide. Okay, next page, please. Thank you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you go onto that website or web page, you can see by the side, the button, if you want to look at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you can get all this information as well. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now some of the scams. that's happening right now. Because one of the questions that was asked, which scam is more popular than the others? It's not the matter of which is more popular than the other, but the scammers, they are very smart. They follow the trend. So what's the trend right now? It's because of COVID-19. And this happened whereby they say, okay, we'll get you to do the swab test. And then later, before you do the swab test, can you pay $50? This is definitely a scam, because if the government wants you to do a swab test, okay, especially if you are suspected to be having COVID, they will even tell you where to go, the nearest physician that can do the swab test, or even come to the Singapore Communicable Disease Center. Okay, and if you're infected, the government will even send you an ambulance to pick you up. So don't believe in anybody who tell you pay $50 for a swab test. Okay, the DHL scam, I've already told you. DBS Bank scam, similar to the DHL, because they know I can't speak Chinese. So again, tape recorded, DBS Bank. Oh my. Here we know DBS is a local bank, Development Bank of Singapore. And I told you, if I am employee of DBS, I will not say DBS. I will turn Singaporeans away. I will just say, okay, DBS Bank Singapore, may I help you? Again, Singapore way, okay? All right, now, the trend now, because seniors are being given funding by the government and also help and grants by the government. So there's even a fake website that tell you, hey, we are giving senior advantage. So please sign on and become a member. Please go into the website. So the government, actually the police, have advised you don't ever click on senior advantage website to make you join as a member. Okay, please take to the URL. Thank you. This is a police warning for you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Senior Advantage website offering membership, please do not click on it. The government has given you the warning. It is a fake website. Okay, thank you. Back to the slide, please. Right, continuing on to the next. Okay, so we have learned a little bit about phishing. We have learned a little bit about scam. Now, what's the difference? What is fake news? Fake news are misleading or false information. Notice the word false or misleading. Misleading, some may be true, some may be untrue. Okay, so it can come in the form of jokes, but people can be mistaken for it to be real news. Or it could be false news, completely untrue or partly true, but partly false. It's still not real news if that's the case. Or scams. These are news meant to trick you, usually to give, again, your sensitive information so they can get hold of your bank account. Okay, I'm going to show you this video done by BBC. Okay, enjoy the video first.
This recently discovered colony of penguins is unlike any other. They don't need to huddle together every winter for protection against the bitter cold, because these little fellas can do something no other penguins can. Isn't that amazing? How do they use this incredible ability? Well, they fly thousands of miles to the rainforests of South America, where they spend the winter basking in the tropical sun.
Okay, Gabriel, stay on the video. Don't get off the video yet, but help me to bring the scroll it down a little bit. I need to show the date. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, what's the message from here? Number one, it is a credible website. BBC, as you know, is a credible website. But the news is fake news, meant for a joke. What are some of the telltale signs? You can see 1st of April 2008. Yes, it was long ago, but it almost fooled me too. I read a lot. All that I know about penguins is you can find only penguins in the South Pole and polar bear in the North Pole. Suddenly when I saw this, wow, they make it look like real. They've discovered a penguin that could fly for the first time. So I was almost fooled. But what are some of the telltale signs to tell me, hey, watch it? Number one, so far I've known that penguins cannot fly, but maybe they just discovered this new species of penguin that could. But what's the next telltale sign? The penguin flew to South America, which is a sunny island. Now, if you live in a very cold weather, would you go to a place that is suiting your needs, or would you go somewhere else where you could die? So those are the two telltale signs that you discover. And true enough, later BBC came back and said that it was actually an April Fool's joke. But you see, even those well-read people could almost be fooled by this kind of fake news, inverted comma. The message that I want to tell you is even credible websites do make jokes. So please watch out for the telltale sign again, 1st of April, and also penguin could never fly, but now maybe they could find that could fly. But why go to a country where there's sunny weather instead of cold weather? Okay, back to it. So isn't it interesting? Even though we are told, hey, you must look for the URL, make sure it is a trustworthy website. Okay, next, please. All right. Why do people come out with all this fake news? One is as a Melissa to spoil someone's reputation. An example, during President S.R. Nathan funeral, at first there were no people queuing up. So the news spread that he was very unpopular. That's why nobody came. But actually it was people came much later. So this was half true and half false, still considered as fake news. Okay. And also maybe to do mischief, which meant as a prank. But nevertheless, the government still need to check on it, even though it is not true. Okay. So they will have to spend resources for that. Okay, next page, please. And sometimes to create fear. Example, some time ago, which was true in China, they do have fake rice made of plastic. But in fact, somebody said, hey, NTUC FairPrice was selling jasmine rice, which was made of plastic. And NTUC actually had to make sure that they are proved to be wrong, because if not, and not only NTUC will lose a lot of money, but their reputation will also be gone. So stir fear. And true enough, it was a hoax. It was revealed somebody who's retailing another brand of rice was the one that came up with this story. Okay, later we'll find out where to check whether this is true or not, pertaining to fake rice, fake eggs, etc. Okay, and also the main thing is to lose money, to make people lose money. So if people sell you cheap things, do not believe it. And I'm telling you, I have also been scammed, but thank goodness I realized that. I checked first. You know, if through Lazada, through Q10, or even your Facebook, sometimes they say, okay, $5 for this nice pair of shoes. When I asked, it was not $5. The $5 was just to lure you. It was something like $90. But the $5 is one small size that she advertised, not for all sizes. So this is how, if you don't know, you straight away put your credit card and buy it without knowing or without looking. Okay, so these are the reason why they are having fake news for you. Okay, next please. All right, what can you do? Good question. How do you spot fake news? First, check the source. Make sure it is reputable. Example, if it is Straits Times, yes, because you can sue the Straits Times for giving you false news and they will apologize, okay, as well. If it is government.gov.sg, even if it is a mistake done by the government, they will correct it and they will apologize, okay? Otherwise, don't trust a website that you do not know can be trusted or not. Check the URL. Again, I give you an example, right? Make sure it is a genuine website, like .gov.sg is Singapore government website versus .go.sg. This is, they are duplicating and phishing for your information. So the same, like I told you, DBS Bank has ever got a fake website that you go to, even Singapore Airlines, okay? All right, now fake news website often don't have these pages about us or contact us because they contact you, but you cannot contact them. Okay, and the best part is I've ever got even scam calls, you know, with the +65. I refuse to pick it up. And true enough, later I go into my voicemail on my phone and it's a tape recorded, but in Chinese. So when you see +65, don't just click thinking it is a Singapore number. This is pertaining to phone caller. Similarly, so do not contact if you are not familiar with the number. Okay, check other reliable sources. Example, you can go into government agency, find out, okay, etc. Okay, continue on, next one quickly. All right, so you can ask Straits Times, you can ask the expert or someone that you can trust, or even website like snopes.com. So somebody was asking, hoaxlayer.net or factcheck.org. Okay, next page, please. Okay, so there's another website that you can go into, ladies and gentlemen. This is by the government, so it's trustworthy. So what do? You go into .gov.sg/factually to find out whether it is fake news or real news. Example, this is a front of the website. You press health, so go to the next page and search within factually. When you are already in factually box, example, you type in fake eggs. You want to find out whether Singapore have got fake eggs or not, because at one time, just pre-COVID, fake eggs was very a lot happening in China. Okay, so then the government answer you, because what the government did now, the Singapore Food Agency, they do random checks of all eggs imported. And mind you, most of our eggs, if it's not from our local farm, it is from our neighboring country, Malaysia. And so at that point of time, it was under AVA. AVA said, no worries, all eggs are regularly sampled to ensure, so we do not have any fake eggs in Singapore. All right, ask the government through factually, yeah? Okay, next one, please. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what are the telltale signs? If it is too good to be true, it probably is. So don't click, don't give your information, like cheap stuff especially. Never give out personal sensitive information. When you are browsing for sensitive information, like giving your bank account number, internet banking or shopping, please do it on your own device. Do not do it on public device, let alone go to your friend's house and do it, okay, on her device or anybody else's device. Let alone a cafe, Wi-Fi cafe, all right? Okay, next, please. Okay, how can you create strong password? This is very important. So please make sure you do it. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah? Do not just put your birthday. Okay, all right, go into it. Do not just put your birthday. So Gabriel is going to help me. So pretend my birth date. Now pretend 25th of June, 2506. No, 2506. Just put the numbers only. Numbers only. 1970. Pretend. 0. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it takes the hackers only 31 minutes to know your password if you use your date of birth. Okay, now what do? Use a phrase. So now Gabriel type for me, I capital letter, 1 W-A-N-T, small letter, W-A-N-T, okay, toast, capital T-O-A-S-T, capital, all capital, Gabriel, at 80, okay, 8 a.m. at 8 a.m. Okay, now it's 2000 years. What does it mean? Use a phrase. Number one, not only you use a phrase, the more symbols you use, so you put a question mark. Put a question mark. I just want to show you with a question mark, straight away from 2000 years, it become 9000 years. Now, if you mix it all up, it even become millions of years before they can hack it. Okay, back to the slide. So just take note of that. Yeah. This is a password checker. Make sure you have got a good, strong password so people cannot crack it easily. This is meant not only for your phone, for any bank account, what's not. Okay, next page. Okay, why do you need two-factor authentication or 2FA? This is very important. Now, last time when we first had our SingPass, it was only OTP. What does OTP stand for? One-time password. So we put our IC number, and we put the login password. We can get it already. Okay, can you imagine? Pretend I lost my SingPass password, which I put in my wallet. And I put also I have my IC. Straight away, people can get into your SingPass if you lose your wallet with your IC and the password which you put in there. All right. So to protect you, because SingPass, you can use it for government organization. Your CPF is there. If you have hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? And also your health record will be there. It's all linked. So that's what the government is doing right now. Fine. If you have, example, lost your wallet, even your IC is there, your SingPass login is there. But as long as you have your handphone, what they do is, first, you put your password in there, right? They will give you OTP, one-time password through your phone. So you will be having your phone. So if you see an OTP appearing on your phone, you know that somebody has picked your IC as well as the password and trying to get into it. But they cannot get the OTP because the telephone is with you. So this is what we meant by two-factor authentication. Now, if you only have one-factor authentication for whatever, you can go into this website. I'm not going to show you, and create a 2FA for yourself. Okay, next, please. All right. These are the 4 tips. First, use an antivirus software and update your software regularly. Why? There are always new virus being created. Spot signs of phishing, which I've already told you earlier, and also use strong passwords. These are the 4 tips to go safe online. Next, please. Okay, for more information, ladies and gentlemen, go into this government website to find out more about what you can do, all right, to prevent scams, phishing, etc. So, yes, please go into this URL. Okay, be smart when accessing information online. Always check the source of your information. If you do not trust the website, don't click anything. Cross-check against reliable sources. Now that you know factually, you can check factually if it concerns Singapore, all right? Or go into snobs if it concerns the world, etc. And don't share your address, phone number, any personal sensitive information. Okay, even your telephone number, no. Okay, now with PDPA, Personal Protection Order in line, even your IC, you cannot give to anybody except for government purpose. Okay, next please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about the voluntary organization that I come from. It is called RSVP Singapore, and anybody over the age of 40 could join it. Now, not necessarily having to wait to 55 years old. We have an open house on the 25th of February. I welcome everybody to join that. So open house is free of charge, no obligation. It is virtually through Zoom, so you get to know more about the organization. Now, the good part is we even give one complimentary course for those who attend the open house, okay, on how to be an effective volunteer. And you, after that, if you decide you want to be a volunteer, you may do so. Okay, next, please. All right, but what's interesting, somebody was asking, how do I know this is not fake, or how do I detect this? We do have computer courses happening, and there is also staying safe online computer course that we have as a basic. This is a 3-hour course, which means we take you through more in detail, and we even give you hands-on practices to find out certain things. Okay, so please join the courses if you want to. You can make use of your Skills Future Credit Fund as well. So please call or visit our website. Do not just appear, even though we are only having one headquarters at Junction 8. Please call or check online. Thank you.